हुआ नहीं आ रहा। जाओ जाओ। जा रहा लाइव। देखता हूँ लिंक कवर सर। ये मैं तो मेरे शेयर मेरे को भी नंबर चाहिए। सब कौन सा टेस्ट मारना? हाँ मैंने अपना बोला हुआ है। मैं हाई देख रहा हूँ सिर्फ। ठीक है। कैम बन हो नहीं रहा है। ये पिक्चर
Can I request all the dignitaries of the dais to kindly stand? I would also request Katrina ma'am to please hoist the national flag. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Can we have the three cheers for our national flag? Bharat Mata Ki. Bharat Mata Ki. Bharat Mata Ki. Okay, that was wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Katrina ma'am, and all the dignitaries on the stage. Okay, we are distributing flags to all of you here within a couple of minutes. With this, I would request Dr. E. Shaktivel sir to please felicitate Katrina ma'am.
रिसीवर मेरे पास होगा ट्रांसमिट करूँगा।
May I now request Dr. E. Shaktivel sir to please felicitate Lalita Francis.
नहीं पब्लिक का है कैमरा। कैमरा बना किस लिए चाहिए यार? बीच बीच में ऊपर जाएंगे ना अरे यार
Can I now request Dr. E. Shaktivel to felicitate and meet the senator? May I now request Shaktivel sir to please felicitate Mithleshwar Thakur.
रिकॉर्ड भी नहीं होता।
And can we kindly have you on the dais for the welcome, please? Can we give a huge round of applause for Dr. A. Shaktivel, please?
great morning and great India for you. I welcome first Mr. Lalit Upral, who is the creator of Noida and king of Noida, and my dear brother, friend for a long time. And please, your questions like welcome first. Then we have Mr. Seksana, an AMPC. He's also a long time exporter. I'm so happy to welcome Mr. Seksana here. And the most positive officer we have in APC, our Secretary General, and also known for his expectation when you talk any subject on exports, policy, whether import or export, or any ECFT, or any comprehensive history, he is like a dictionary for us. So, Thakur, welcome here. And now I can say because last 1 year, we get a close to our concept, my dear friend, also the positive and the ESG expert, Madam Katrina Nair. Our CEO, Mr. Vijay Yadav, and Mr. Abhi from our country. Ladies and gentlemen, when I took over as a chairman of the council, we have many job roles already with us. And last year only the people are talking about save wealth, platinum, planet, climate, and water conservation, conserve the water utility. So many things we are hearing for 1.5 years. Then I thought our council should do something for the export industry. So we found out Blue Science company in Europe or in Switzerland, who already in this field for the last 15 years. They have a partnership with the chemical companies. So we went through the Blue Science project and what's that doing now. So we approached and you said, want kind of cooperation or MOU. We all went to, our delegation went to Zurich, and the first meeting is good and positive. They said, yes, we are happy to align with you. And the background is not working. How to go about
लाइव इधर क्या इधर एक ही कैमरा उठा रहा है इसने जो कैप्चर कार्ड है कैमरा एक ही उठा रहा है एक टाइम पे एक उठाएगा कैप्चर कार्ड ये बन सकती है क्योंकि लाइव पे इसमें भी 1 मिनट मैं स्विचिंग कर रहा हूँ स्विच करता हूँ हाँ मगर शायद लाइव चल रहा है
we took it as a very serious thing is aware of because people just know that
बोलो कि स्विच
USA also going to follow it up. And already it has come to steel and the industry. So even though we don't come into the serious of climate changes, that's last 1.5 years. You all know that when the PhD comes and there is a lot of complaints to be exposed. But none of the other there is a passport digital product. What is the passport? Now, what is the government you take? Whatever government you want to export to Europe from within the states or from the you have to have a tag with a scan code. QR code is there. So once it's there, when it goes to the Europe to the buyer, once they scan the code, they can further easily that very what they are, what the money are processing, what's the processing you use, and where is manufacturing, all the history of the government will come. So that's why all of a sudden we cannot go for a passport. Overall, already there within people. This is a very alarming situation.
थोड़ा बेटर हुआ है पहले भी
How to solve this issue and how to make our exporters prepare for this.
थोड़ा इशू में लगा हुआ तो इस पर इंटेंसिटी कम कर इसलिए इसकी इंटेंसिटी कम कर
ये वाली कम करने लेकिन चेहरा डाल पा रहे हैं ऊपर लाइट नहीं है लाइट इसको दिया है
What are the
एक्चुअल कैसे दिख रहा है वो दिख रहा है कार लग रहा है मुझे उसमें अंदर बहुत ब्राइट लग रहा है
ये डार्क लाइट
you have to enroll with the like the first step is impact services. For impact services, once you get registered, the website has got one good thing with the website, it is the current company is the GS. You know that all everybody knows to access it. So all the auditing will be done by the website and the GST. I learned that all the India have trained 20 artists. So once you have this impact services, they are coming to the factory, they will go to all the products from manufacturing side, come to the classes and test everything and later issue the certificate to the blue sign there. So once impact services, once the blue sign is
यूट्यूब पे आवाज उसमें भी
then they know that our factory is covered with all the environment and social norms. But there I told blue sign, we know everything, what our buyers is. So unless our buyer measures your label, there is no need of impact services upon the service. We also agree that we have given most of the buyers came in Europe and also in UK. A few buyers in USA also. They are already having good partnership with many buyers in Europe. So here once you enroll yourself for the course, there itself you tell give your buyer's name that these are the buyers they are doing. So you can start having a partnership with them. You say they should approach. And again for them, they have the offices internationally that they agree to it. So during your 8-week course, they make sure that your buyer is recognized, it puts their label, and also they will advise you or they will tell you that you can put their label and accepting your passport code. This is the passport product code. The second step is once you have impact services, then we should get into the digital passport product code. And third step will be your, if you have a vehicle or if you have a processing house attached, you have other accessories and ancillaries attached, they will go to the whole aspect and they will give the certificate from each stage from yarn to the finished product. The first stage I said In fact, the register is getting registered and along with your again, use every take that and they will approach your buyer and they will partnership. Then why we started this, I told you, because all of a sudden we get something, it will not be a position to do everything in a very short time. So our council is requested Katrina to come and Katrina communicated with us last 1 year. I can say she is really aware of yes. The doctor anything on that well respected the subject. And good thing there is she also has a passion to save well, save atmosphere, save the world area. So we are fortunate to have her as a closing partner who is getting that done. So we started with the Philippines, then we became the bank, then the Bombay, then again we are in Gurgaon, and from here we went to Jaipur, that's again Calcutta. This is the seventh roadshow here, and Noida is very important for us because now in large most of the exports is done by the Noida export cluster. And not only that, there are so many ports also coming in this area. So many exporters are going to be Noida. So we thought that Noida is a place where we could show our product, show the product speaker. My interest is now really we have to do this situation and be ready and also get a company to stay up our AMHSSC-ESG-Roadshow and Aditya is here, we will talk to you, what are the help you need during the lunchtime. And I want that we should be the lead country when it comes to the physical doctor. Because India is the country that yes, we are also interested in stay there. But it's not that we are spoiling there or anything in good now. We have taken our care. Now itself, so many buyers tell us and we do that. So we buy on from that. We do that processing, approved chemicals. And we do everything possible to I don't say that after the 7 road shows, now everything is done, we are ready. It's only a beginning. Now it is, the ball is in your court, you start acting on it, and we will be in council as a sectorial council and AAPC and Noida cluster also. So wherever the cluster approach is there, we have partnering or have a collaboration with them or support from them. And first thing when I called Lalit, I said, I want to do this. He said, please, we will 100% wholeheartedly we support your roadshow. And today we are here, and Lalit is also here. So we will align with the Noida Cluster Association also as a president of Noida Cluster Association. They will also have approach. And I told Katrina, when there is a cluster approach, when there is an association approach, they should consider, give some good rate when that's recommended by the association. So Katrina has already agreed. So for normal exporters, maybe a little bit more, but when you come through your association, the rate will be less. And once again, I welcome all of you for this roadshow. And my request to you all, as a most, I don't say experienced, but most
involved myself in this industry for last 42 years. So this is some very serious situation. So you should take it seriously and enroll yourself today itself. So that 3rd September onwards, we are going to have the classes. So I want to see more people registered on that. Then you get registered for the impact and passport code. And the third one is the partnership for the processing house. With this, I wish all of you all success in your business. And this roadshow will be success only with your cooperation. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And can we have a huge round of applause, please? With this, now I would request Lalit Thukral, sir, to please felicitate Dr. A. Shaktivel.
So Lalit always take it and give it back.
सर, आज का दिन हमारे लिए बहुत ही सौभाग्यशाली है कि डॉक्टर ए शक्तिवेल भीष्म पितामह, हमारे गॉडफादर, हमारे ट्रेड के गॉडफादर, जिन्होंने इस ट्रेड के लिए अपना टाइम, सारी ज़िंदगी दी। अगर आज हम यहाँ से एक्सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं, रादर आई वुड से नोएडा आज जो कुछ भी है वो आज हमने सब शक्तिवेल साहब से सीखा है। इन्हीं के पद चिन्हों पे चल के हमने ये किया है। मैं जब भी कोई प्रॉब्लम आती है तो मैं इनसे सलाह करता हूँ। ही ऑलवेज एडवाइज मी, ललित, go ahead, you go ahead, don't worry, everything will be all right, I am with you. So whenever he say I am with you, मेरे को power मिलती है. He is tiger for me. So he gives me always power. आज यहाँ आए हैं तो डेफिनेटली नोएडा वालों को इनको स्वागत करना चाहिए। सुरेंद्र जी, सुरेंद्र जी, सुरेंद्र जी, प्लीज कम हियर, फटाफट जल्दी आओ ना। अमृता, शॉल, सर, सुरेंद्र जी स्वागत करेंगे सर का।
Thank you so much, sir. Can I please request Amrita ma'am to felicitate Katrina ma'am? Can we have a huge round of applause, please? Thank you so much, everyone. Now, with this, I would like to call upon Lalit Thukral, sir, Maharana of India, President NAEC, to enlighten the gathering by his wise words. Can we have a huge round of applause, please?
My dear friends, Dr. A. Shaktivel, Katrina, मेरे बहुत प्यारे दोस्त अमनीश सक्सेना, SD साहब, Yadav ji, and my friends in the rise. I'm really glad to come here today, and I'm really happy that Mr. Shaktivel has come here. we have always followed his footsteps, and it's a great player that Blue Sign has already joined with the Skill Council and APC, and I think we'll get a lot of benefits from them. We'll learn from them. Actually, sustainability is, everybody is working on that sustainability. Everybody want to do something better, and we should give something, we should leave something for our children, that they should live happily and they should live in good environment. In our industry, we are like in Noida, we are making an apparel park. There we are making more than 125 factories. And you will be happy to know that we are making all those factories green factories. There are a lot of, we have made the arrangement for all solar plants, and we are making all greenery with the, we are making all fruit trees there. And we have called somebody from Germany. He is making a plan for us. He is making big doors. He is making good designs for us, that how we can make green factories, and it should be it should be ready within 10 or 15 days. All plans I will send my all the friends. So you should also learn how to make your existing factories into green factories. Sir, Dr. A. Shaktivel told me that we should support, he will support us for this blue line assignment, and he will give us a good rates. And I request Katrina, we have approximately 10 lakh people working under Noida and 4,000 units. And our export is approximately 40,000 crores today. And our target is 60,000 crores after 2 years. So we need some guidance, some proper knowledge. I hope that when our people will join with you, they will get good knowledge and your support. So our whole cluster is with Dr. A. Shaktivel, and we will support, sir, fully will support with this program, and we'll get benefit of that. I think everybody will get benefit of that. So, sir, in Noida, there are so many people who's making recycling. And there is a big company, like, they are making all sports wear from recycling. We are making a lot of t-shirts with all recycling. And one project is coming in a very few days. He requested me not to tell everyone right now. So he is making a very good things, which we will get to know, everybody will get to know after 10 days. So I don't want to announce right now. He has requested me personally, he don't tell today. So surprise is there. So my dear friends, thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wise words. Now with this, can I invite Shri Animesh Saxena, sir, EC member, AEPC, to please enlighten the gathering by his wise words. Can we have a huge round of applause for him, please?
Friends, it's a great honor and privilege today to be part of this important event of ESG. I must thank Dr. Shaktivel. He is respected as Bhishma Pitama of our industry and always has been guiding us for the future challenges. Shri Lalit Thugral, you all know him, a star of Noida and a dear friend of mine. He's just one phone call away whenever you have any problem. Dr. Thakur, our SG Sahab, Dr. Vijay Yadav ji from this Apparel Made Up and Home Furnishing Council, Katrina, who is an expert on this subject. So it is going to be a very, very important and probably our, the need of the business. You see, in the coming time, this compliance, this ESG, will be mandatory, and that time is not far away. Very, very soon, probably within a year's time, we'll see, especially exporting to Europe, will be extremely difficult unless we are not socially and environmentally compliant. You know, our 90% of our industry is under MSME. And MSME unit, we severely lack the awareness for all these things and capability also to adopt that. So this workshop today, this 2-hour workshop, will be extremely useful and important for all of us to understand the requirement and how we can, and the hand-holding which Dr. Shaktivel has provided us the opportunity through the Sector Council, the hand-holding exercise. That is a great support to the industry, and I'm sure all of us will eminently benefit from this workshop today. With this, I thank you all of you for coming here and spending your time, which will be worth a few hours which we would be spending here. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. With this, can I take the pleasure to call upon Shri Mithleshwar Thakur, sir, Secretary General AEPC, to enlighten the gathering by his wise words. Can we have a huge round of applause again, please?
Dr. Shaktivel, Madam Katrina, Mr. Thakural, Mr. Saxena, other dignitaries on the dais, fellow exporters, buying houses, media, ladies and gentlemen. At the very outset, I must compliment Sector Skill Council and Blue Design Technology for collaborating and holding such awareness campaign and taking initiative of such a great nature on an important subject like this. I think they have, kind of a worldwide tour, This is started with Tirupur, the mother of all clusters, I think on 9th, if I'm not wrong. And then they moved to Bangalore, and then Mumbai, and then it was, I believe, Gurugram, followed by Jaipur and Calcutta. And I think today is the grand finale here, and appropriately at the City of Apparels, Noida. Friends, the ever-growing importance of ESG is something that I think we have to come to terms with. This is something that is staring at our face, and we cannot afford to, not aware of this. Today, this issue has, assumed, I would say, extraordinary significance and paramount importance. Some naysayers may say, because you every now and then you find a lot of sustainability seminars being held here and there. So some naysayers may say that, see, this is an exercise in optics, or it has become a kind of a fashion or fad. But believe you me, it's a serious issue that requires utmost attention, and you cannot afford to ignore it. And if you do at your own peril. So the industry in general, and textile industry in particular, I think is confronted with two options, either conform or perish. Now, you know that the apparel industry, of course, is growing exponentially as it should, but with that, there has been a visible change, on the negative environmental impacts. We know in India that textile industry is the second largest employer, but globally, this fashion industry also known to be the second largest, I would say, polluter, because 10%, it accounts for almost 10% of the carbon emissions. And the estimates are that if the current growth continues, maybe by 2050, the carbon budget will go up by 26%. I would just like to bring you quickly, to some statistics, which will kind of send you chill down your spine. See, almost every second, a truckload of clothes are being dumped in the landfill. almost every second. 1 kg of cotton consumes, 10,000 liters of water. And the global water usage on this account has been, I think, 250 billion tons. So this is causing serious problems. You would extraordinary amount of, microbills are being dumped in the sea every now and then, which account almost is equivalent to some 50 billion, plastic bottles. So these are just some of the, glaring examples of the situation that we are in. And there is no option. It's a wake-up call for the industry that we should, align ourselves to the net zero goal. Of course, there is an irony that when the West was developing, when the developed world, which is, they were developing, they did not have this, decarbonization requirement. But unfortunately for us, now when we are on the growth path, we have these challenges. But that is something which has come and it is here to stay. Now, entire developed world, and particularly European Union, has been very conscious of this. And now you will find that every now and then they are coming up with some kind of regulation or the other, whether it is CBAM, whether it is CSRD, Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, or whether it is Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive, or Deforestation Regulation. So, there are a series of regulations which have come into play, and I think it is going to be very tough for developing world to ensure compliance. Now, CSRD requires that some big companies, they have to report sustainability parameters. And it covers also what you call scope 3 emissions, that they don't only have to report about themselves, but they have to report, on upstream and downstream industry. So if you are exporting to Europe, a European importer has to, give the data regarding your decarbonization or your sustainability requirements. So that's, frightening. So in a way, when similarly CBAM, has come here to play, the purpose is to, of course, reduce carbon leakage and put a carbon cost on imports. And you know that right now, CBAM, of course, has been implemented only for few sectors like steel or aluminum or cement and hydrogen and all of that. But then by 2034, it will cover all the sectors. And what is more frightening is that there are other economies like US and Canada and England who are thinking of having a regulations of similar nature. So there is no getting away from this. Thankfully, of sustainability and circularity has not been bad as of now, because I think we have done pretty well. If you talk about energy management, I think almost in no time we have been able to build 75 gigawatt of solar power, which is fairly commendable. And the government's projection is now I think we have 150 gigawatt of power generation from non-conventional sources, which is quite commendable. And the target is that by 2030, I think the non-conventional sources would account for 50% of power generation. So that is a major lead that India has taken. In other issues also, like, we have almost 1,200 factories which are, ZDHC compliant, the zero discharge of harmful chemicals. If you talk about GOTS certification, this Global Organic Textile Standard certification, we have some 2,633 units. In social compliance also, I think SA8000, we have the very large number, almost, close to 1,000. So we have been doing pretty well, but I think the journey is long and arduous and difficult. And I think the solution is that all stakeholders, have to put their heads together, whether it is industry or academia or government or EPCs or skill councils or NGOs. They have to put that together and probably work in tandem and in synchronization rather than working at cross purposes. So that is the need of the hour. Of course, ministry, has set up ESG task force. So I would say that awareness is there. There has been, but the point is that we have to move faster. We have to do better. And I think we cannot afford to remain complacent. But I think, India is a country, which I would say in times of crisis, it puts things together. So I think India can, India will, and India must. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And can we have a little more energy while clapping, please? Thank you so much, everyone. With this, now I would like to hand over the mic to our esteemed guest for the day, Ms. Katharina from Blue Sign, to give an insightful overview of the ESG awareness program for the apparel industry. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. We had a week of excellent roadshows across India, and I want to share my deepest appreciation to the chairman, Padma Shri, Dr. A. Shaktivel, for organizing all of this with his team, but moreover having the vision for India, for the apparel, made-ups and home furnishing sector skill council, and the apparel and textile industry of India, where to go as a visionary. And also my sincere appreciation to Mr. Lalit Tukral. It's a pleasure to meeting you today. It's my honor. I heard you are the king of Noida. And we shared some good talk outside already. And it was also very special to wave the Indian flag 2 days before the National Day, I think 15th of August. And yeah, so I'm heartfeltly honored to be here standing in front of you and having the chance to share what is on my heart and what I spent my time with working at Blue Sign Technologies. And also, thank you, AMHSSC, for your speech in the beginning. It was encouraging and enlightening. And also, Mr. Thakur, thank you so much for your fact-based speech. Very numbers, you shared the numbers as well, and you shared the facts about sustainability, ESG already so much. And obviously also the AMHSSC team, Mr. Yadav, CEO, and Amit Dink, thank you for organizing this together. So to all of you also, thank you so much for your time and thoughts that we share together this morning. Why did we do that? Because we want to see India being changed in the external perspective from the outside. We know India is a big exporting country, and also the apparel industry is huge within India as such. And you see me wearing a sari today. I love Indian fabrics. As a child, I've been already been in love with India as such, and it's a pleasure to be in a sari here standing in front of you as well. So let's come to the business. What do we offer you? What did we prepare in the last month? And here a special thanks also to the Blue Sign Academy, together with the AMHSSC team. Many are standing here. The Blue Sign team is sitting here. And we have the academy people like Fabian Walder, Maya, also Niklet, who prepared the classes for the Indian textile exporters, but also for the mills about ESG, the Foundations of Apparel Sustainability course, which is offered in an 8 weeks program. And why do we do that? Because our regular approach is really cooperating with the textile chemical mills, with the textile processing mills, and with the brands. It's not our history of the 25 years that we exist to teach in such a way, in such an e-learning class way. We are cooperating mainly with the companies as such to improve their impact, to reduce their impact that is automatically there when you produce something. So as Dr. Shaktivel said, we are already working with 120 buyers globally. Main part of the buyers is in Europe. Another big share is in the US. And we know that the regulations, and we heard it from Mr. Thakur, he mentioned several regulations that are coming now, being more stringent for the import. So the brands, the buyers, it could be Chibo, it could be other brands, they are asked by the government to bring not only like products, sell products, but basically products and data. And how do you get the data? The data on a product, we heard it several times also from Dr. Shaktivel, digital product passport. This will come in 2027. And we need to get prepared as an industry to learn which data to collect in what way and also how to improve it. But not the data, actually the processing, so that we have less emissions and less resource consumptions and energy. We talked about the carbon footprint. So it's really about the how and the improvement. And here we work together with the AMHSSC because we think to get there, we need to teach we need to skill up, basically. We need to understand what we are talking about when we speak about environment, social governance. ESG as an acronym was let's say, got famous because investors, they want to invest only in sustainable companies. And we heard it, it's like a, Sarshena, I think you mentioned it, that it's either you are able to give then the data with the product or you kind of disappear. We want India to prosper and we want the exports to grow. We heard in 2 years' time you want to double from 40,000 crores to 60,000 crores only in exports. And there we want to support you in, first of all, raising your knowledge in what it means to implement ESG in a very practical, in a very tangible way into your companies, into your production sites. Many of you are maybe, how do we say that? I would say vertical organizers. So you know where to get what, and you know where to, like how to set up the best product that the buyers are asking for. And then we kindly suggest that you work together very closely with your key manufacturing mills and say, hey, this is where we are aiming to, like Dr. Shaktivel does for all of us across India with this awareness program. He says, dearest, this is what is to come, and this is the direction we go, and these could be the steps. So what we offer you is an awareness program in an 8 weeks class that guide you, first of all, about the how. What are we talking about? And then afterwards, you may implement the impact service together with BlueSign on your mill level in order to get verified data. And what is important here, Noida is a huge textiles cluster. And it's not for me, it's not a coincidence that we started this awareness program in 7 cities in Tirupur, where our connection with Dr. Shaktivel began, and now we finish in Noida. So that's not a coincidence for me. And I really want to see that across India, the skill level about ESG is raised, but important is that it benefits you as companies. And we really encourage you to get prepared and get an understanding, maybe tackle down. You can use this class to start with, also training your managers, people who are maybe like with exporters, like not with the buyers or from your export houses who are handling the buyers, the key buyers maybe, so, or maybe also the supply chain, because there are many, many aspects in this program that tackle different areas because it's a wide scope, ESG as such, and there are so many things that are belonging to ESG. It's a huge thing. We have an expert sitting here in the front. And yes, I would like to give you a short insight, and really short, from Mr. Somsundran. He is basically the Bluesign Academy face in India, and he will give us a short introduction to the classes and about the why. Thank you. Only about the classes. Yeah. I do this one?
Hello everyone here, very warm good morning to all of us gathered here, and it's my privilege to give the short introduction to the 8 weeks e-learning courses jointly done by Apparel Made of Home Furnishings Sector Skill Council and Bluesign Technologies. And our intent is very clear. We want to bridge the gap, the skill gap prevailing in the industry in the second, third level executives and managers who will really help you, the leaders of the exports, to achieve their dream of sustainability. And we will cover the entire spectrum of environmental impacts, social impacts, and how governance will give the very clear picture about your export, your commitment to the earth, to the buyers community. And this 8 weeks course and 8 session will be given through e-learning platform, and followed by 5 interactive session, question and sessions, answer sessions with the experts on the panel, and directly they will be doing the interactive with the participants of the course. Session 1 will cover the introduction to sustainability, and we are all aware of ESG and we are all aware of sustainability, but when it comes to the practices, lot of misinterpretation, misconceptions are there. So it is our prime objective to make a very clear term, understandable and practicable and doable in the sustainability part, and we will come out with a clear concept and practice of sustainability, and also we will classify the impacts into environmental, social and economy, and we will also give the outline on key principles of sustainability. And session 2, how we in fact understand the fashion from historical basis to now, I mean how it evolved, and we will also track how consumers also evolved over a period of time, different decades. When the export was thought about way back World War II times, it was all now only individual organizations. Now the clusters are there, and now we are also facing customers both on and offline. That is, retail store is there, as well as marketplace, e-commerce is also there. How we will have to address that, and when the changing trends are, I mean, demanding the sustainability and the conscious garments and eco-friendly garments, how we will have to address that, and all we will be giving the complete information. And third session we will cover about sustainable fibers and inputs. And as I was telling, in the changing times, in fact, in order to meet the overwhelming market responses, we end up doing a lot of production, mass productions, heavy productions, and also we did a lot of over-consumptions of resources, and end up doing a lot of man-made fiber, fossil fuel-based fibers. But the impacts on the earth is very huge. Now, in terms of reducing that, we have solutions, and how we can, in fact, balance it out and, take care of geosphere, biosphere, ecosphere, and atmosphere. And when we do this, the sustainability fiber inputs for the industry, we will also do the impact analysis on the chemistry we used in terms of dyes, chemicals, and solvents, and what are all the things related to the chemical part of it, and also water at source as well as at use and also at disposal, and the greenhouse gases emissions, how to control it, and also the energy management, and of course, not the least, textile waste management. And we will also come out with the clarity in alternate fibers and removing forever chemicals, thereby alternative approved chemicals to be used, thereby no harm is given to the people and planet. And in a way, we are moving from and shifting from fast fashion to responsible fashion business. And session 4, we will be talking about eco-friendly textile processes. The best available techniques, many of us may be aware of it, and they are into, in fact, different innovations and textile processing, and how we can do low impact chemicals and dyeing techniques and methods, and different options available on the printing, dyeing, and also, in fact, making the garment, the surface ornamentation way. And those things will be discussed in session 4. Session 5 will be talking about the impact and the footprint assessment, the carbon footprint management, and adoption of life cycle assessment, circularity, and moving from linear to loop productions. Will all be discussed in the session 5. Session 6 will be addressing on the chemical management, non-use of hazardous and harmful chemicals, and what are the alternatives. Thereby, we will give the responses to climate actions. We follow the guidelines of different countries and different regulations on the climate actions governance. Session 7 will be talking about ethical and social aspects. And we have been doing it actually. It's not that, by following our Factories Act and other statutory acts, we've been doing that. But in fact, we'll have to report that, in terms of the fair labor practices, we do workplace conditions and making sustainable manpower in our companies, and offering the health, safety, welfare provisions to the workforce, and making them aware of the sustainability. Thereby, the proper education training will also make them join in our movement. And session 8 will be talking about regulations and laws governing of this ESG part, and adopted by different countries like the EU and the US. And of course, we cannot neglect law of our land. And we will also be talking about a very detail on the supply chain due diligence directives and corporate social responsibility directives in the EU, and also OECD guidance and directives on the responsible organization, GRI, and of course, not the least, the digital product passports. What are the data required, and how the impact analysis will be done, and how we can do that. And last but not the least, only one word I want to leave it. Way back 1994, Dr. Koshi written a book on winning strategy for exports to the EU, US, and Japan. And he outlined 4 mantra, that is quality, cost, on-time delivery, and integrity. That was in 1994. Our chairman, Dr. Shaktivel, is authoring a new strategy, winning strategy for the exports to the same countries, EU, US, Japan, by adopting ESG. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Somsundram. You see, there are sessions inside where you ask yourself, how can you do that? How can you do that in 1 hour? So this is why the question and answers are very important sessions, the live sessions. And again, this class is being geared up to bring us to the same level in terms of knowing what we are talking about. So it's really important that we have people joining this class, get the chance to do the trainings. There will be one training released every week, and then you can choose when you want to participate. And it's really interactive. It's not like that you're listening to it and fall asleep. It's interactive. It's really like a training session. And you see, I skip back to the slide to the week 5. From here on, it's very practical. What do you need to do to implement ESG into your companies? And this gives you an insight, like impact footprint assessment. We talked about the impact service that BlueSign offers for companies. This one gives you the basis to understand the requirements. The next one, chemical change management. Sustainability starts also with the raw materials, with input stream management. What do you use? It's like when you cook something. When you cook a good meal, you want to make sure that the ingredients are the best. And for instance, with the impact service, we do a full assessment of the chemical inventory list. Then next, social ethical issues. So here it's a huge field, we know that, especially for the garmenting units, and it's one big part of the 3 letters of ESG, right? And again, like sustainability reporting as such, we think that it's also beneficial for the associations, for the textile clusters, to group together and bring sustainability reports to the buyers and say, for instance, here in Noida, our environmental key performance indicators, like numbers, have become better in such and such way. So really bring numbers to substantiate your claims. We have a Green Claims Directive, and this is asking you to substantiate your claims with numbers. And here we offer you the possibility to group mills together, get the environmental key performance indicators agglomerated, and show that to the world. So really increase your credibility, increase the buyer base, and do the best for your businesses and region. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving on, I would like to invite Mr. Amit Singh, Joint Director, AMHSSC, to give his presentation on knowledge adoption and practical implementation in business routines, sign-up procedure, and course timetable. Sir, over to you. Can we have a huge round of applause for him, please?
Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to welcome you all to this pivotal awareness program jointly organized by AMHSSC and BlueSign. As we delve into today's program, we first draw inspiration from our leaders who has not only strengthened the Indian apparel industry, but also they are taking us into the future and making our future greener by the sustainable practices. We are privileged to honor Padma Shri Dr. A. Shaktivel, esteemed chairman, AMHSSC. His leadership had been instrumental in shaping this initiative and taking us to step in future to get ready for a sustainable apparel industry. We are also thrilled to welcome Ms. Katrina Mayer, whose unwavering commitment to sustainable practices in textile and apparel has set new benchmark in environmental stewardship. We at AMHSSC believe in skilling as a process, not as a product. So earlier, Thakur sir has said about many directives, GOTS, Higgs Index, Ecotex, OH 18001. So we are believing in giving the education for skilling as a process, be it any kind of product, be it any kind of compliance. If you are aware about the process, you are aware and ready for any kind of compliances, making it for the future and a greener tomorrow. With the expertise from BlueSign in technical, safety, and sustainability aspects, addressing the entire supply chain, from starting from the soil to the customer, to the recycling and the addressing to the landfills. Before briefing to the course, I'll talk about the what of ESG. What is ESG? It's not a buzzword, but a serious concern. It enhances the business reputation, attracts incentives and overall help the environment for better tomorrow. Now, whenever you are given a choice, you work creatively, then whenever you are, under compulsion. So it's a matter of choice. We are sitting here in an awareness program and, we are facing the tiger. So we have the choice to improve today to make it better tomorrow for the greener future. So that's how we can work without any compulsion, without any, bound on the creativity for the compliances. So these are the compliances where we can improve ourselves and help the mother nature. These are the 17 sustainable goals which are developed and implemented by UN for 2030. These are 17 and are extremely related to each other: health, safety, labor practices, marine water life, life on earth. So these kind of 17 goals are there. How we can improve by adopting sustainable practices. This is the impact of apparel industry on environment, the carbon emission, the water pollution, and the numbers are huge and alarming. So sir was talking about the tiger. So this is the tiger which we will be facing, the European regulations and the US legislations about the ESG compliances. REACH, EU label, CSRD as already explained by Thakur sir. So what is the exact impact of and the risk of these legislations of non-compliance? If we are not complying, we already are sitting on $17 billion business. However, the impact of CBAM in 2022 was $9.8 billion for steel industry and other sectors. So they are getting impacted from this CBAM, and we will also be impacted in near future because it is inevitable to circumvent these compliances. So we have to be ready for the future. And this is the benefits when you are fully compliant. You will be having enhanced brand reputation. The revenue will increase by 10 to 15%. Also, it is vice versa. If you are not complying on the compliances, then it will be a 10 to 15% decrease. And the biggest loss is loss of the business, which you have to mandatory follow for the exports for these compliances. Economic benefits, cost saving. If you are using efficient energy and other resources, then cost will automatically be saved. Revenue growth, because there is a perception for premium products, sustainable products and greener products in the mind of customer. The premium cost can be charged from the customer. So that's an revenue growth avenue. Social and responsibility workfare, fair labor practices. You might already be aware of sweatshops, how the brand reputation has been gone down because of these practices. So we have to be all aware because it is a cluster-based approach. Then we have to improve our stakeholders and the labor also. Investor confidence and funding. ESG has already attracted $51 billion in 2020, and the investment are already increasing. There are chances for market access initiative, incentives, and greener conformity certificates. So this is an 8-week course which we have jointly developed with Blue Sign. It is a self-paced learning course. You will be get login, individual login, where you can for 35 minutes or whenever the time suits you, you can have access to the course. And the price of the course is $39,999, which is a very reasonable cost for improving your business and getting ready for the future. Also, the main value proposition here is 5 live sessions, question and answer sessions, and brainstorming sessions, which will be in between every 2 weeks. So you will be discussing, also providing your inputs, how the course can be improvised and how the practices, overall practices of environmental, sustainable, and global governance can be improvised. So this is the program schedule as described by Katrina and Mr. Som earlier. Why we should join? Manufacturers will get the direct benefit of brand reputation, increased brand reputation, increased revenue. Also, if I take the example of fast fashion, they work on a low premium, low margin. However, when you go to slow fashion, the margins are higher and you are getting more margin than the fast fashion, and whereas you are helping the nature and environment also. So it's a win-win situation for each and every stakeholder. So this is the certification. We'll be jointly certificating the candidates, and let's prepare for future environmental, social, and governance with sustainable sourcing, eco-friendly production, fair labor practices, and good governance. Who should join? I think each and everybody should join who is responsible manufacturer, who is a compliant citizen of Mother Earth. Thanks very much for this. Thank you.
Now with this, I present an open Q&A session. Dignitaries of the dais can ask whatever they want to regarding the topic to the dignitaries on the dais and the experts.
Hello, everyone.
You can introduce yourself
Yeah.
and ask the question, please.
So, hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Shreya Tripathi, and I'm from Kosher Sustainable Solution. We are a group of sustainability experts who help organizations to attain their sustainability goals. So, first of all, thank you so much. It was a very great session, and I just have one small question. So, you introduced your 8-week course. So, in the last week, you said that you'll be discussing on sustainability reporting. So I wanted to ask, will it be based on some particular framework like GRI, BRSR, TCFD, or all of them?
So the Blue Sign is expert in all these impact services, and as you have already said, GRI, these all frameworks are being included in the course. But however, it is an exposure to these frameworks. We will be making a foundation for the processes, how these processes work. When you're in the industry and working in the industry, so you're already aware that these kind of directives are there. This is a due diligence sheet. This is, impact services and assessment, chemical hazard assessment. So we are making you aware about these processes. Each and everything is included in the course.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah. I am V.S. Shukla, Executive Vice President, HR from SAPS Export. We are having 8 ready-made manufacturing company. We are exporting to Europe, US, and other multinational. My question is, if we are following different norms or audits by different buyers, some are asking Hig Index, some are asking SLCP, some are saying. So my main question to you that from what will be the schedule of this course, from which date it will start, and how students or persons who are willing to attend this program, how they will interact. And another main point, how much you are sure that it will impact Indian industry? Because you have said in 2035 zero emission, where Narendra Modi in another speech has given task of 2050 for zero emission. So there are some mismatch is looking.
Sir, so Blue Sign is already having collaboration with 850 buyers and the stakeholders, vendors and suppliers. So these kind of each and every certificates will be clubbed, and it can be we can call a one-stop shop for your ease to get these certificates from, validated from one organization. That will be reducing your hassle for regarding the reducing the cost and everything, the time. because all the certifications and the process require from 6 months to let's say 2 years. So that will be a great reduction in the time and saving the money as well. Regarding the course, it is a self-paced course where your organizational personnel who are responsible for sustainability or who are making the decisions in the industry for sustainability, they will be enrolling for this, and we will be having live sessions after 2 weeks. So whenever they are getting the time, it is an online self-paced learning course where you can interact with the portal as well. So it's like a flip-flop, and different kind of frameworks are there in the course, and the data about impacts assessment, chemical hazard assessment, and all the other frameworks which ma'am has already stated. So it will be a interactive session and a brainstorming session with each 5 live sessions and Q&A sessions, sir.
This will be fixed date of the starting program, or when you start this program, people may join simultaneously and will go from session 1, session 2.
So there is fixed timeline for live sessions. After every 2 weeks, the live session will be there. We will be sharing prior to the session starting. We'll sharing a link, because person who is sitting in Switzerland, experts who is sitting in Switzerland, they will also be the part of this session, live session, from Blue Sign.
Yes, please.
Thank you for your presentation. I have a question about the collaborative arrangement that you have with buyers. You said more than 850 buyers. So me as a factory, I already have to, comply with what Inditex asks me to do, for instance. So once I start, say for example, taking on Blue Sign services and putting their labels on my product, would that mean then that I will not have to do any more compliance for my buyer? Because as it is, my compliance bill is a shock to me, so I would not want to do it twice over, right? One separately for my buyer and one separately for Blue Sign. So would that translate into, say, some cost benefit for me as a factory if I take your label on my product?
Very good question. So that depends on what the buyer is asking. So do you have an example?
For example, we already have to measure how much water we are using. We're also measuring what chemicals are coming into the factory and then what's going out. So I see a lot of similarities and I think that would mean that I can use the same data source for even Blue Sign's label certifications and audits, like you said, and my buyer could also be, happy with that. But there are other things that my buyer wants me to do. For example, living wages that can differ from every city to every city, every state to every state, right? So how would that be standardized? And Blue Sign would not necessarily want me to say report on living wages, but my buyer does, right? So there are these additional compliances also that I will have to do for my buyer, or not, once you have an agreement with them. That's my question.
That's the question. This question needs to be posed to the buyer directly, because it really depends on the buyer. So buyers have different requirements, we know that. And what we do is we also, as we are connected since 25 years with the buyers as brands, we also are seen globally as an education part. So I make an example. ZDHC, Blue Sign was there like for the wastewater guidelines. Now for the air emissions. So there is many like a big corporation, like also like HIC FEM, for instance. All our Blue Sign assessors are HIC facility environmental module verifiers. So we are aware of what is being requested, and we are in contact with the big buyers, like Inditex, for instance. But Inditex also had the list, right, for the chemical change management. So Blue Sign is seated in this sustainability solution provider roundtable, basically. And what we offer is we are basically a total sustainability solution provider, because we work together with the chemical industry, starting there for proper input stream management. But as you say, when it comes to the request of the buyers, it really depends. And if they accept the bluesign product label, we can say some do already. 120 brands are bluesign system partner globally. More to come. Some are not yet system partner themselves, but they say if you have a bluesign product label, like a label on the product, which basically leads into DPP then, we even skip testing. And because we know that the input stream management is fine, but again, when we talk about eKPIs, as you mentioned, it's really like we need the production site data measured in the right way and also provided over several maybe years to give the improvement. And there, the eKPIs you need to define, and you rightly said it. Some buyers ask for additional eKPIs, maybe then on the wages of the workers, and these vary from region to region, and there you have to be precise. You can't, make something up or take numbers that are, I don't know, generated in a medium or, yeah. So here we really encourage you to go, because of the experience of bluesign for the 25 years that we have in this industry, long before ESG or sustainability was a buzzword, we did that, collection of proper data, verification of data. And what we offer you is the verified data. So for instance, the German military or the German government, they recognize bluesign certificate on a product. Amazon Climate Pledge Friendly, they say, they said years back, we want to cooperate with bluesign because the bluesign label is a sincere label on the product. It's not like you do some testing and you get a label on the product. It's really like implementation on the facility level first as a basis.
That's the reason I said when you are registering for the courses itself, please give your buyer name, and bluesign will, suppose they are not in the list, they will approach the buyer and see that they have a partnership with the bluesign, so that your life become easy.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your wonderful questions. With this,
Wait,
now
wait, why are you in a hurry? There are people. Yeah, please.
Can I?
Yeah, please.
Good morning. My name is Sanjay Khurana, and I have been in sourcing business for last 30 years. And compliance has been a main subject. My company does it for many clients. As I got to know about the curriculum, what you are planning to, will we have any certification, which will be identification mark, which will... Second is the same question what the lady asked and you replied on, because every client won't be, like there has to be some kind of accreditation with some brands and some portfolios where it will be recognized. And thirdly, it's only garment based, right? Not for home furnishing.
No, it's for everything. Our council is for home furnishing and also made-ups. So it is for everything. It's not only for apparels.
Any textile mode.
Any textile, yeah.
Yeah, because ethical and others we use for others.
It's for any textiles.
Any textile. So I need to know about the certification.
Certification, yes, we will be providing by bluesign and AMHSSC.
So for the class, for this 8 weeks awareness program, Dr. Yadav, you can say more for the certification for the person. Obviously, the company name will be stated. For the impact service, it will be on company level. You have a label from bluesign on company level that you participate in the impact service program. And then when we move to system partnership, you have the system partner, bluesign system partner label on a company level, plus you can go for the product approval, so bluesign product approval. For the ones who are fabric mill suppliers or trim suppliers, it will be bluesign approved product.
For approval, we'll need to send somewhere out of country, or it's...
No,
they are already, auditors are there appointed by the blue side. Yeah. They will do everything inside India only. Regarding certificate, we will be doing it. See, the thing is, suppose you want to register as a Sajay Kurala, will be issue the certificate Sajay Kurala. Suppose if you want to register with along with your company lab, we'll just Sajay Kurala partner, we'll put the company lab also. See, this course is only for education. That certificate will not be valid for anything else, but for your whole company for education, what are the complaints, what are the steps, how to go about it is the courses for 8 weeks.
Yeah, because from our side, like sourcing people, knowledge is important. Secondly, if we tell our client that, okay, we participated in this, will that be recognized? That's the point.
So once you give your buyer's name, then immediately they will, Blue Sign will approach your buyer and they'll make the partnership with the buyer.
Okay. Thank you.
Any more question, please?
You are just starting this 8 weeks program, that is certification course, where people are having little bit confusion by attending this 39,999 and attend this training course. Company will certify. In my opinion, you are just providing the awareness.
We will give the certification for attending the 8
for
weeks
attending
course.
the program, but does not mean your company has been certified for the buyer.
No.
That is will be the
that
total.
will be that's what's called impact services.
Yeah,
Next
if
step is
suppose
impact.
Blue Sign conduct audit and certify, only in that situation company may use your logo that it is Blue Sign certified. Otherwise, by attending this class, it will not certify.
No.
Yeah.
You get a separate certificate that 8 weeks you course attended.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what. It's an awareness program.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Hello.
Yes.
So what I wanted to check was, certain trade blocs like the European Union or somebody else, they come up with something now and then. And the exporters here will have to follow it because they need to export to that country. They want to make their own money. Now, through the various new schemes that these countries come up with, they make their money by having those things implemented in a third world country. And we have to follow it, we have to spend money, and then we get the certification. Now, for that particular exporter, one benefit I see from Madam Katrina's saying that, okay, if we have a collaboration with that customer, many customers would say that, okay, I would not need any other testing since you are certified by Blue Sign. Now, what other benefits can the exporter make out of it? Instead of just being a partner or being, spending and getting a certification. Like for India, Madam, maybe she's aware of it or not, the Indian government for exporters, like for April, as of today, you are getting ROSL. Previously, you were getting MEIS, Focus, everything. You're getting something out of the government. Okay, maybe because that is due to the duties. But here, when it comes to environment, can something like carbon credits, can we get carbon credits with your help, with your company? Can we go approach it and then make some money out of it also? That is what my question was. What benefits are the exporter getting in terms of finance, in terms of money?
In terms of finance. So there, have you heard of the AII, Apparel Impact Institute?
Yeah.
Okay, so AII, I'm looking for the picture. They have recognized Blue Sign and the assessment of Blue Sign as one of the climate solution portfolio, basically. So Blue Sign is recognized by AII as they have funds, right? Because what we do with the production site is decrease their CO2 equivalent, is decrease the use of their resources in general. Like we support the companies with our services to improve their EKPIs. And that directly shows into monetary benefits for the company. Obviously, it depends where you start. If you have to heavily invest first to see the return on investment, that's, that the businessman can say more about it.
See, regarding the government, you have seen that in budget already they have announced for a green technology, government is going to support.
And through AEPC, we have taken up this, who are all going for this, suppose Blue Sign certificate or for your spending money on the ESG. So we try to find it from MSME Ministry and Textile Ministry to give some support. We are trying that. But we can't guarantee you, but we are in the process of trying. I think I can ask HG to share further.
I think you spoke about the carbon credit. I don't know whether you're aware that in CBAM, CBAM will ultimately translate into some 25 to 30% of tax, at the buyer's end. But there's a provision there that you can offset, if you have paid carbon tax in the originating country, then that amount of tax is offset. So we had made a proposal to the government that certain taxes in India could be redesignated as carbon tax, like like excise duty that you pay on petroleum products, it could be a carbon tax, and then that would be offset, when the importer will, that amount of tax will be deducted from the ultimate liability, right?
For example, in Tirupur, we are producing 1800 megawatts through windmill and another 250 megawatts in solar. So, but whereas we use only 250 and given to the electricity board 1800. So we are asking for the carbon credit, whatever we produce by our exporters. So we are trying all the ways because it is only started now, but MSME has got some money already, and Ministry of Textile also got some money. Now the Central government also announced some scheme for the green technology. So we will try our level best to support you with the finance also.
Like we have told government that, in FTA negotiations, particularly with European Union, rather than only asking for tariff concession, they should negotiate these aspects, because these are new generation FTAs which cover almost everything, sustainability, environment and all that. So the government's plea would be that, some kind of a leeway has to be given to MSMEs because, they do not have the wherewithal and financial muscle basically to immediately, embrace sustainability. So they should be given some timeline, some concession for compliance. So that is something which can be negotiated during FTA with the European Union, right?
See, out of everything, we should have a satisfaction that we are saving our earth. We are creating a future for our children. So everybody should think
that is
that
the
way.
ultimate thing, sir.
Yeah.
But for any businessman, money is also very, very
That's
important.
what I said. We are trying our level best to do that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, let me add, as a fellow exporter, I'm in your seat. Forget the money if you will get some refund or some incentive from the government. It is inevitable. And as Dr. Thakur told us, perform or perish. If we don't do it, we are staring at it. It is coming. It is at our doorstep, these requirements. If we don't do it, we won't be able to survive and do business with any Western markets. That's very simple.
Yeah, please, Sanjay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Shaktivel, with your permission, I don't have a question, but with your permission, if I can just make an observation.
Yeah, please.
So, I represent Triberg, one of the largest design and buying houses in the country. We've been in existence for about 44 years now. The observation that I want to make is the Skill Council and AEPC have done such a fantastic job in bringing Blue Sign to your doorstep. That's point number one. And why do I say that? Over the last 3 years, I've been hearing about Blue Sign and wanting to make contact with them because most of my buyers who are very environmentally conscious and who want to make a difference, impact to the way they buy, they've been asking me and my colleagues that do you have Blue Sign approved factories? Do you have factories that, have understanding and processes that comply with Blue Sign certification? And I could count barely a handful. But having said that, it's not about the money, sir, or it's not about, making an impact on the environment. Of course, those things are really important. But I can only say one thing to my friends in the apparel, Noida apparel cluster, that you should just close your eyes and go for this. Why? Because it's going to become an imperative, ultimately. And people like us, who look for vendor partners and who look for supply chain partners who are responsible and accredited, it would be a big boon to have many of you in the Noida cluster and in the country who are, in fact, have an understanding and have a linkage with processes which, are, let's say, comply with Blue Sign. So that's my only observation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Do we have any other questions coming up?
Again, thank you everybody, Dr. Shaktivel, Mr. Tukral, Mr. Mitlesh, Katrina, for a wonderful session. And I follow Sanjay in the fact that it's an observation that I have to make here, is that in 1986, I was the first person in India to be trained for audit and compliance in New York, on the basis of the environmental regulations in place by Germany, which was impacted even then as far back as 86. We converted 40 factories at that time for business. Today, amongst those 40 factories, they are amongst the 10 top exporters of India. Overvalued in the businesses, they have labor worth 4,000 to 10,000 people in each factory. So for me, the observation here is this is a wonderful opportunity for us to take in terms of the knowledge and education, whether we go for the accreditation, but the knowledge will help us in marketing to our customers. So when they require an accreditation from Blue Design, they will already know that you are educated. This is what I, as a buying agent, and been in the business representing and working with companies like JCPenney in Dallas, I would request that everybody should actually take the knowledge sessions, at least to begin with, so that when you sit across the customer and have a discussion, you will be informed as to what is happening in the world and what needs to be done. And if the customer is interested, you can always go for the accreditation as thereafter. And I'd like to really thank, I mean, it's wonderful to have so many exporters here to listen to this. And we are fortunate now, unlike in 86, we never did any of these things. We just had to get on the road to each factory and inform them and get the business done. So thank you so much for a wonderful session, much appreciated, and definitely it will make an impact in the Noida cluster that Lalit Tukral is leading, which is a green city, we already know, bordered by a river, so we have everything in terms of resources. We look forward to all of India following the compliances in ESG, and thank you again very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Do we have any other questions coming up?
I should thank Mr. Sanjay here from Triberg. And it is not his personal appreciation alone, his organization also. In fact, 2 months back, I met his colleagues Sendil and Ayyappan in Karur and Salem. They had elaborate presentations on Blue Sign. They are very curious, want to know how we are actually doing the processes and how we can offer the services and everything. They are so meticulous that they picked up everything. In fact, I mean, wanted to know that we should appreciate his leadership, his organization, and his commitment to sustainability is a long way to go. Thank you very much. And I should appreciate Mr. Kishan also, earlier with the Triberg, my friend sitting here, and his presence all honoring us. Really, thank you, Kishan. And Mr. Sanjay ji, thank you.
See, I requested personally, rather, I invited all buying officers and buying agents. Ultimately, we are exporters. Look for them only. Whatever they say it's a white crow is going, we'll say 2 crores are going. So that's why I requested them, because their saying is always have a more value than we ourselves saying.
Thank you all the buying houses and buying agents for coming here. And your presence makes a lot of difference to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. Are we done with the questions? Is there anyone else who wants to come up with any question or observation? You're most welcome.
You can ask also, we are at the lunch time, one-to-one we can speak also.
With this, now I would like to invite Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, CEO, AMHSC, to give his closing remarks for this wonderful event. Can we have a huge round of applause for him, please?
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, and the buying house and the industry leaders. It is indeed a great pleasure to stand before you as we conclude what has been an insightful and an inspiring event. And we are on the final leg of our 7 cities awareness program. And it is heartening to see that the conclusion, as the journey started, it is equally overwhelming. Thank you, everyone. The discussions and the exchange of ideas on the integration of the ESG principles within the textile industry has been nothing short of a transformative, and this would not have been possible without the active participation of each of you. So I extend my warm thank you for each and everyone sitting here. At the forefront, our deepest appreciation goes to our visionary chairman, Padma Shri Dr. A. Shaktivel, under whose guidance we could have a successful series of events across 7 cities and concluding here today. Your leadership, sir, had strong commitment to the sustainability, has been the cornerstone for this initiative. Sir, your guidance continues to inspire us as we strive for excellence in integrating ESG principles in the textile industry. Thank you for spearheading this pivotal journey towards a sustainable future. Thank you very much, sir. I also want to extend my sincere appreciation to our eminent personality sitting here, Mr. Lalit Thukralji, who has been very inspirational, and it is my privilege to have my 3rd meeting with him. Being the leader of the Noida Apparel Export Cluster, your leadership and the unwavering support, sir, for the sustainable practices in the industry have been instrumental in shaping the today's discussion. Thank you for all the support extended through your extensive team and your members. Your presence here underscores the importance of our shared milestone and the mission to foster the responsible and the ethical practices within the industry. Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights, for championing this initiative with such enthusiasm. Our heartfelt thanks goes to Mr. Animesh Saxena ji. Your long-standing dedication to ethical business practices and the sustainability has served as a beacon of inspiration for all of us. Your participation today has added immense value to our conversations, and we are grateful for your contribution to our collective vision. Thank you very much, sir. My special thanks goes to Mr. Mithileshwar Thakurji, the Secretary General, AAPC. Under his leadership, AAPC have been pivotal in driving the success for this event. I am glad to mention here that his entire team has been supportive, very instrumental in organizing this event. Over the couple of weeks, the entire team has been actively participating, coordinating with the team of AMHSSC in making this event very, very successful. I thank you from the core of my heart, sir, for all the support. My heartfelt appreciation goes to my own team members who have been with the support of NEAC and APC has been working hard day and night for making this event successful. May I request for a big applause for my entire team and the team member from APC and NEAC. Thank you very much. My sincere appreciation once again goes to all the industry representatives for their active participation here and the insightful contributions, which is the force behind the success for this event. It is our engagement with the support of all of you, which has been making this practical implementation of the ESG practices possible. Our gratitude extends to the media team who have been covering the event and the event management partner who could organize this event very successfully. Last but not the least, I would like to acknowledge the tireless efforts of all the team members here. My sincere appreciation and gratitude goes to Ms. Kathina Mayer and the entire Blue Sign team sitting here for this great partnership which is going to benefit industries at large in all time to come. I thank you for her insightful discussions and the expert knowledge which she is able to share with all of us. And definitely with her effort, the joint program, the e-learning program, is going to be very, very successful and helpful for the industry. This particular course, the e-learning course, as our chairman said that we are going to commence from 3rd of September. I once again request all the industry leaders and the buying houses to enroll for this course and be the catalyst of implementing the ESG practices across the industries so that the entire nation and the industries can benefit out of that. At AMHSSC, we remain committed to foster the new skills, the new avenues for the industry through which they can get the skilled manpower or train them to their advantage. We are running many skilling programs which basically take care of skilling a person afresh as well as helping them in upskilling and reskilling as per the requirement of the industry. At this podium, I call upon the support of the industry in taking part through these skilling initiatives which are initiated by the Government of India from time to time. And an important part of this skill development initiative has been the apprenticeship program which government has incentivized very, very recently, and it is becoming very, very popular among the industry. So it is, I think, a moral responsibility of our textile industry also to take part along with other clusters, along with other sectors who have been taking very full advantage of the apprenticeship program launched by Government of India. Under this apprenticeship initiative, the liability for the stipend paid by the employer is reduced by a level of around 1,500 per month for a period of 12 months. So it indirectly implies that the stipend difference which is paid less by the employer is replenished by the Government of India through the DBT. And it is equally heartening to know that 1,000 crore has been allocated just to pay up for this difference of stipend, which is paid directly to the apprentice by the Government of India. So this particular amount of 1,000 crore indirectly goes to the industry in some way or the other because the difference of that stipend amount is paid less by the employer. So it is a good beginning, I would say, wherein close to 21 lakh apprentices are going to get benefit out of this DBT initiative. So I once again call upon the business houses, the manufacturer to come forward and take part in this initiative of Government of India, the apprenticeship program. And standing here, I can assure you that my entire team has in the past interacting directly with the industry, and in the future will continue to do so and try to bring all this dissemination of the information before you in a much better and efficient manner. In the closing, I would like to reiterate once again the importance of our collective efforts in driving the ESG agenda forward. As the textile industry evolves, it is imperative that we embrace the sustainable practices today before it is too late. So as of today, the ESG practices is not a requirement, but it is our moral obligation to do so to imbibe the core value inside in the generations to come. Hence, I urge everyone here to be the catalyst through enrollment of this program so that they can better equip their industry to adopt these ESG practices. Together, we can shape a future where the textile industry not only thrives economically, but also contributes positively to the society and the environment. Let's continue this journey with determination and a shared vision for a sustainable future. I thank you once again, each one of you, for your participation and the dedication. Please join us for the lunch and the discussions that will ensue there. Thank you once again, and have a pleasant afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. And before we disperse for the day, there are national flags kept on all the tables. There are flags for...
Katrina, I would like to say that from Noida cluster, I will request everyone that everyone will give you one student from their company. And I hope that everybody will get benefit of that. Thank you. बोलिए माइक दो
Friends, we look or we are seeing some change in international arena also. When Modi ji visited across, you find khadi or kurta pajama was their dress. This time, it is very difficult. We can identify foreign nationals. They simply looking like Indian woman wearing dress. Madam, salute to you. You are looking just like our Indian. So thank you very much wearing this. And nobody can identify you foreigners. You are looking like we peoples. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. I wish to say that it's been an honor to be here for this interchange of knowledge, experience, and ideas, and this should continue over lunch till we meet you again really soon. Thank you all for joining us today.